In the sweltering heat of the Gobi Desert, amidst towering sand dunes that stretched endlessly under the azure sky, Captain John Martel led an excavation team on a mission that was about to redefine humanity's place in the galaxy. The year was 2543, and Earth was merely a minor player in the Interstellar Council, dominated by technologically superior alien species. John, a seasoned officer of the United Earth Forces, had been tipped off about an anomaly buried deep within the desert by old military radar data that was, by current standards, archaic. Driven by a mix of curiosity and defiance, John hoped to uncover remnants of Earth's past military might, which the Alien Council often dismissed as primitive and unworthy of study. After weeks of meticulous scanning and digging, John's team struck metal. Not just any metal, but the hull of a massive armored vehicle, a tank from the 21st century, forgotten by time but preserved by the dry, encasing sand. It was a relic from the era when Earth relied on combustion engines and ballistic weaponry, a stark contrast to the energy shields and plasma cannons that were now the norm in warfare. The discovery site buzzed with activity as hover cranes and robotic excavators carefully unearthed the tank. It was a behemoth, covered in layers of sand and rust, yet intact. Its treads, once capable of traversing the toughest terrains, now lay silent. Its gun barrel, a once feared implement of war, pointed impotently towards the sky. As the excavation continued, John stood atop a nearby dune, watching his team work. He couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. Here was proof that Earth's history wasn't just a tale of primitive warfare and outdated technology, but a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. The news of the discovery spread faster than a sandstorm, reaching the far corners of the galaxy. Soon, representatives from various alien species expressed their interest, or rather their amusement. They were eager to see this ancient piece of technology, to confirm their belief in their own superiority. Little did they know, this tank was about to challenge everything they thought they knew about Earth and its people. John prepared himself and his team for the influx of visitors. He knew the significance of this discovery went beyond mere academic interest. It was a chance to show the galaxy that humanity's past had value, that their ancestors' ingenuity could still hold lessons for even the most advanced civilizations. As the first alien delegates' ships appeared on the horizon, John tightened his grip on the old metal railings of the viewing platform. It was showtime, and Earth had a point to prove. The arrival of the alien delegates at the excavation site stirred a flurry of activity and a mix of apprehensions and excitement among John's team. The visitors represented several major species of the Interstellar Council: graceful Arquillians, towering Threxians, and inscrutable Vespans, all united in their curiosity to witness a relic of human military history. As the aliens disembarked from their sleek anti-gravity ships, their reactions ranged from bemused smiles to outright chuckles. The idea that such a primitive device could have been considered a formidable weapon was almost laughable to them. Their technology had long since evolved past bulky metal machines to sophisticated systems that harnessed quantum mechanics and energy manipulation. John, well aware of their condescension, greeted each delegate with a polite nod and a firm handshake, where applicable. He then led them towards the behemoth, the tank, which now lay exposed under the harsh desert sun, its presence imposing yet strangely anachronistic against the backdrop of hovering cameras and biometric scanners. "Behold, the M1 Abrams, a main battle tank from the 21st century," John announced proudly, patting the cold, hard turret. In its time, it was a pinnacle of engineering, capable of tremendous firepower and remarkable durability on the battlefield. A Threxian delegate, whose height nearly doubled John's, leaned down with a smirk. "Captain Martel, while it is a fascinating artifact, surely you don't believe this relic compares in any way to current military technology. Our lightest drone could outmaneuver and outclass this metal box." Whispers and nods of agreement echoed among the group, their eyes scanning the tank's aged surface and its once feared 120mm gun, now silent and still. The skepticism was palpable, thickening the air with a mix of derision and doubt. However, John was undeterred. While it might seem outdated by today's standards, this tank represents a period of human history when bravery and strategy were as crucial as the technology employed. It's not just the machine, but the spirit of the humans who operated it, which we aim to honor and remember. His words drew a mix of reactions. Some rolled their eyes, others seemed thoughtful, but most remained skeptical. One of the Vespans, their skin shimmering subtly, stepped forward. "Captain, while your sentiment is appreciated, the reality of technological evolution is undeniable. This tank, impressive as it may have been, is irrelevant in the face of modern warfare." The crowd murmured in agreement, their attention starting to wane, drifting instead towards discussions of potential upgrades to their own arsenals. Sensing the growing disinterest, John played his ace. "Perhaps," he conceded with a sly smile, "but I believe this relic still has a few surprises left in it. How about a demonstration? Let's see if the old can teach the new a thing or two." The challenge caught the delegates off guard, their curiosity piqued. The idea of seeing the ancient war machine in action was irresistible. Agreement was swift and enthusiastic, setting the stage for a demonstration that none could have anticipated, a showcase that would soon prove the old adage, "Old doesn't necessarily mean obsolete." With the alien delegates' interest unexpectedly reignited, John immediately set plans into motion for the demonstration. He knew that the success of this event could reshape perceptions of human ingenuity and Earth's place in the Council. The task was monumental, to not only restore the tank but also to modernize it sufficiently to impress a crowd used to light-speed battles and AI-operated combatants. Dr. Liam Harper, a renegade engineer known for his controversial but effective methods, was brought in to lead the restoration. Liam had always been fascinated by Earth's golden age of technology, a period when gears and grease ruled over circuits and sensors. His expertise in integrating modern tech with ancient machinery made him the perfect candidate for the job. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows over the site, Liam and his team worked under powerful lights, their figures bustling around the tank like bees around a hive. The first step was to get the engine running, a challenge considering it hadn't roared to life in over 5 centuries. Liam approached the task with reverence and precision, cleaning and replacing parts with a hybrid approach. He installed a compact fusion reactor to replace the old combustion engine, ensuring the tank could operate with a power source that would meet modern standards, but still allow the original mechanics to shine. Meanwhile, John dealt with the logistics and public relations side of the event. He coordinated with the delegates, ensuring their expectations were tempered with the reality of what was a demonstration, not a battle. He also prepared his team for any outcome, emphasizing the historical significance over the technological impact. After several tense hours, with the moon high in the sky, the moment of truth arrived. Liam, covered in grease and sweat, signaled John over. The crew stepped back as Liam turned the ignition. A tense silence fell over the crowd. Then, with a shudder that sent vibrations through the ground, the tank's new engine roared to life, its sound a deep, resonant growl that seemed to echo through the ages. Cheers erupted from the human members of the team, mixed with surprised exclamations from the alien delegates. The tank moved, its treads rolling over the sand as it maneuvered with surprising agility. Liam had not only restored the engine but also enhanced the hydraulic systems and added modern suspension techniques that allowed the relic to handle like a vehicle half its age. The demonstration continued as the tank fired blanks from its main gun, the booming sound and muzzle flash providing a spectacle that many of the aliens had never seen. It was raw and visceral, a stark contrast to the clean and silent energy weapons they were used to. As the demonstration concluded, the aliens approached the tank, their expressions a mix of respect and reconsideration. They touched the cold metal, now warm from the operation, and examined the fusion reactor humming quietly within the hull. "You've done something remarkable here, Captain Martell," a Vespan delegate admitted, their tone one of genuine intrigue. "This relic, as we called it, seems to embody the resilience and ingenuity of humanity. Perhaps there is merit in the old ways after all." John smiled, feeling a surge of pride. "Thank you," he responded. "Sometimes looking back helps us move forward. This tank is a reminder of where we come from and what we can achieve, no matter the odds." The night ended with discussions of future collaborations and an invitation for John to speak at the council about integrating classical human engineering techniques with modern technology. The tank, once a forgotten relic, had now become a symbol of potential and a bridge between the old and the new. The success of the tank's demonstration had sparked more than just applause. It ignited a heated debate among the alien delegates and their perceptions of Earth's technological capabilities. In the days following the event, the buzz around Captain John Martell's project reached the upper echelons of the Interstellar Council. John's demonstration had shown that Earth's historical technologies, when thoughtfully integrated with modern enhancements, could still hold their own. During a formal reception hosted by Earth's representatives, the talk amongst the gathered delegates was lively and speculative. It was here that John found himself encircled by a group of particularly vocal critics from the planet Syrinx, known for their advanced robotic warfare technologies. "You've made your point, Captain," conceded one Syrinxian, a tall figure with a gleaming metallic skin that reflected the room's light. "Your relic can move and make noise, but how would it fare in real combat conditions? Our combat drones would outmaneuver it in seconds." The challenge was direct and deliberate, echoing through the gathered crowd and quieting the room. John, sensing the pivotal nature of this moment, met the Syrinxian's gaze with a calm demeanor. "Then let's put that to the test," he proposed. "A friendly competition, my tank versus one of your combat drones. We choose a non-lethal simulation battle to see how old and new can perform under the same conditions." The proposal quickly caught the interest of the attendees, and whispers turned into enthusiastic discussions. The council leaders, always interested in demonstrations of strength and strategy that could influence military tactics across the galaxy, quickly arranged for the competition. Preparations for the showdown were broadcast across interstellar networks, turning the event into a highly anticipated spectacle. John and Dr. Liam Harper revisited the tank to prepare it for the challenge. They enhanced its targeting systems with advanced tracking algorithms and reinforced its armor with a composite material derived from newly developed metallic alloys, capable of dispersing the energy from plasma attacks. As the day of the showdown approached, John drilled with Liam on various tactical maneuvers, predicting the combat drone's likely strategies. They programmed the tank with multiple response scenarios, aiming to outsmart and outlast the drone with cunning rather than brute force. Meanwhile, the Syrinxians confidently showcased their drone's capabilities during pre-match demonstrations, displaying its agility and advanced weaponry systems, which included high-speed lasers and an AI capable of making real-time tactical decisions. The stage was set in the same desert where the tank had been uncovered. The area was cleared, and a simulated urban and rugged terrain battlefield was created to test the versatility and adaptability of each contestant. Spectators from various planets filled the temporary stands, their eyes fixed on the arena where history would either be made or reborn. As the sun rose on the day of the competition, the air was charged with anticipation. John climbed into the tank, feeling the familiar coolness of the metal. Beside him, Liam monitored the systems, his face set in a focused expression. Across the field, the sleek silver combat drone hovered, its sensors flickering as it prepared for the signal to commence hostilities. With a deep breath, John gripped the controls. "Let's show them what history can do," he murmured, waiting for the starting signal. The challenge was not just about proving the tank's worth, but about demonstrating that humanity's heritage could still stand strong in the face of the galaxy's best. With the challenge set and the battlefield prepared, Captain John Martell and Dr. Liam Harper intensified their efforts to ready the tank, which they had affectionately dubbed the Behemoth, for the upcoming trial. This wasn't merely a test of technology. It was a demonstration of Earth's strategic prowess and adaptability, qualities that John believed were as vital as firepower. In the days leading up to the showdown, the Behemoth underwent a series of modifications. Liam, a master of retrofitting old systems with new capabilities, had outfitted the tank with state-of-the-art sensors that could detect the subtle emissions of the drone's engines and weapon systems. This would allow the Behemoth to react more quickly in the heat of battle, an essential edge given the drone's superior speed and maneuverability. "Remember, it's not just about strength," Liam explained as they reviewed the tank's blueprints and the drone's specs. "It's about using what you have more effectively. We're adding layers not just in armor, but in tactics. This old girl's got a few tricks up her sleeve yet." John nodded, his mind racing through potential scenarios. He spent hours in simulation training, piloting the Behemoth through virtual battlefields, each run designed to mimic the drone's anticipated tactics. Each simulation provided valuable insights, which were then used to tweak the Behemoth's programming and hardware. The physical preparations were matched by a psychological battle. John knew that the alien spectators and competitors underestimated Earth's capabilities, viewing them as relics of a bygone era. This underestimation was something John intended to exploit. While the drone relied heavily on AI for decision-making, John's human intuition and experience were advantages he planned to leverage. As the day of the showdown approached, excitement and tension mounted. News outlets from across the galaxy reported on the event, speculating on outcomes and analyzing each competitor's strengths and weaknesses. The Earth forces saw a surge in morale, their pride bolstered by the attention and the underdog status that Earth held in this contest. Meanwhile, in the Syrinxian camp, confidence ran high. The team behind the drone conducted their own tests, ensuring their machine was optimized for both speed and destructive capability. They viewed the challenge as a mere formality, a demonstration of their technological superiority that would once and for all cement their position at the forefront of military innovation. The night before the competition, John and Liam did a final check on the behemoth. The tank was more than just a machine now. It was a symbol of Earth's tenacity and ingenuity. They walked around the massive hull, touching the cold metal that had been transformed from a museum piece into a beacon of hope. "Whatever happens tomorrow, we've already won," Liam said, clapping John on the back. "We've shown that Earth isn't just dusting off old trophies. We're bringing them back to life." John looked up at the stars, thinking about the journey that had brought them here. "Let's make history," he said quietly, the desert air cool and still around them as they prepared to show the galaxy that Earth's past could indeed light the way to a new chapter. As the first light of dawn painted the desert in hues of orange and pink, the atmosphere was electric with anticipation. Spectators from across the galaxy filled the stands, their chatter and movements creating a cacophony of excitement. High above, drones and cameras hovered, broadcasting every moment to billions of viewers waiting to see the outcome of this unprecedented challenge. The behemoth stood at one end of the battlefield, its metal body glinting under the rising sun, while at the opposite end, the Syrinxian combat drone hovered silently, its sleek design contrasting sharply with the ruggedness of the tank. The stage was set for a clash not just of machines, but of epochs and ideologies. Captain John Martell was inside the behemoth, his hands steady on the controls. Beside him, Dr. Liam Harper monitored the systems, ensuring that all the enhancements were functioning perfectly. John took a deep breath, his focus narrowing to the task at hand. This was more than a competition, it was a statement. The signal to begin sounded, a deep, resonant tone that echoed across the battlefield. Instantly, the drone sprang into action, darting forward with incredible speed, its movements almost a blur. It fired a series of non-lethal plasma pulses designed to simulate combat damage. John responded by maneuvering the behemoth with surprising agility, thanks to the modernized hydraulics and enhanced control systems. The tank's turret swiveled, tracking the drone's movements with precision, thanks to the upgraded targeting systems. John fired a blank round, the booming sound reverberating across the field, a stark reminder of the raw power the tank possessed. The drone, controlled by advanced AI, adapted quickly, changing its attack patterns. It zipped around the tank, attempting to find a weak spot in the behemoth's defenses, but Liam's enhancements allowed the tank to keep up, its sensors continuously feeding data to John, who used it to predict the drone's next move. As the battle progressed, it became clear that this was not going to be the one-sided affair many had anticipated. Each move by the drone was met with a calculated response from the behemoth. The crowd watched in awe as the old tank not only held its own, but at times outmaneuvered the far more advanced opponent. The turning point came when John used a dust cloud for cover, cleverly masking the behemoth's next position. As the drone hovered, scanning for signs of the tank, the behemoth emerged from the other side of the cloud. With the drone momentarily disoriented, John took his shot. The tank's main gun roared as it fired a special non-lethal round that struck the drone squarely, simulating critical damage. The drone wobbled in the air, its systems overwhelmed by the simulated hit. With a final whir of its engines, it descended slowly and landed in the sand, its systems shutting down as per the competition's rules, disabled but not destroyed. Silence fell over the arena for a moment, then was quickly broken by a thunderous applause. The crowd, regardless of allegiance, couldn't help but cheer the display of strategy, skill, and old-fashioned guts. John and Liam exited the behemoth, their faces lit with smiles as they acknowledged the cheers. Even the Syrinxian delegates, though disappointed, clapped in respect. The behemoth had not just competed, it had triumphed, proving that with ingenuity and spirit, the past could indeed meet the future on equal footing. As the excitement settled and the delegates and spectators began to disperse, discussions began about the implications of the showdown. Earth had demonstrated that its technological heritage, when combined with modern innovation, was not just a novelty but a viable asset in contemporary contexts. The aftermath of the behemoth's unexpected victory rippled through the audience and spread across the galaxy faster than the light of the desert dawn. As Captain John Martell and Dr. Liam Harper stood beside their victorious Relic-turned-champion, they were surrounded by a mixture of shock, admiration, and a burgeoning respect that had not been present before. The leader of the Syrinxian delegation, previously skeptical, approached John and Liam with a slow, appreciative clap. His metallic skin shimmered under the sun as he extended a hand. "Captain Martell, Dr. Harper, I must admit I did not anticipate this outcome. Your relic, the behemoth, has performed exceptionally. It appears we may have underestimated Earth's ingenuity and the strategic potential of blending old designs with new technologies." John shook the offered hand, his expression one of humble satisfaction. "Thank you. It's a testament to what we can achieve when we look back to learn and move forward to innovate. The behemoth is more than just a tank. It's a symbol of our heritage and our capability to adapt and thrive." The sentiment resonated well beyond the Syrinxians, as delegates from various other planets began to express their interest in Earth's methodology. The buzz was no longer about the quaintness of Earth's participation, but about the practical applications of such integrations in their own systems. Liam, animated and enthusiastic, discussed the technical aspects with fellow engineers and scientists, sparking lively debates and collaborative ideas. "We used adaptive AI algorithms that learn from the opponent's moves, combined with a hybrid power system that respects the original mechanics but enhances them with modern energy sources," he explained, gesturing animatedly toward the behemoth. Meanwhile, the media coverage had turned overwhelmingly positive, with headlines celebrating the underdog victory. Earth's historical military technology, once viewed as merely a curiosity, was now being hailed as a cornerstone for innovative tactical applications. This shift in perception was underscored by an invitation for John to speak at the upcoming Interstellar Council meeting, where he was asked to discuss the potential for old technology in modern warfare. As the day progressed, the site of the showdown transformed from a battlefield back into a historic site. The behemoth was moved to a prominent location, destined to become a museum piece that told a story of triumph and technological harmony. That evening, under the stars of the Gobi Desert, a small celebration took place among John's team. The atmosphere was light, filled with laughter and camaraderie, but there was also a sense of pride that transcended the immediate victory. "We've not just revamped a tank, we've potentially changed how the Council views Earth," John told his team as they gathered around a makeshift table, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of portable lights. "Today was about showing that innovation isn't just about creating new things but also about rediscovering and reimagining the old." Following the remarkable victory of the behemoth and the subsequent celebrations, Captain John Martell found himself at the center of a new and vibrant discourse about the role of legacy technologies in modern warfare and beyond. The Interstellar Council, intrigued by the demonstration of Earth's innovative prowess, invited John to speak at several high-profile events. The tank's triumph had not only repositioned Earth within the Council, but had also sparked a renaissance of interest in hybrid technological solutions. John, together with Dr. Liam Harper, embarked on a series of presentations and workshops across different planets. Each event provided a platform to showcase their work and discuss the broader implications of integrating classic engineering with advanced technology. They explored topics ranging from energy efficiency and sustainable materials to the strategic advantages of unpredictability that older technology could bring to predictable, algorithm-driven warfare systems. At a significant summit on the planet Vantara, John delivered a keynote address that captivated the diverse audience. "When we rediscovered the behemoth, it was buried under centuries of sand and skepticism," John began, his voice echoing in the grand hall. "But within that metal husk, we saw potential, the heart of a machine that once roared across battlefields, adapted to challenge the future." The audience, composed of military strategists, engineers, historians, and policymakers, listened intently as John articulated his vision. "By marrying our past with our present, we create a future that respects our heritage and leverages it for innovation. This isn't about nostalgia, it's about the strategic amalgamation of the best of all worlds." The response was overwhelmingly positive, with many expressing a newfound respect for Earth's tactical and technological creativity. The behemoth itself, now a symbol of this philosophy, was requested for exhibition at the Galactic Museum of Science and Innovation. There, it would not just be a display of history, but a beacon for future engineering thought. The success of these endeavors led to practical collaborations. Various governments and private entities began to commission projects that sought John and Liam's expertise to retrofit other historical technologies. These projects ranged from upgrading old spacecraft systems to re-engineering defunct energy infrastructures using modern sustainable technologies. Amidst this flurry of activity, John also founded the Martel Initiative, a foundation dedicated to the exploration and integration of historical and modern technologies. The initiative quickly gained traction, attracting bright minds from across the galaxy, eager to blend wisdom from the past with the possibilities of the future. As Earth's reputation grew, so did John's role as a liaison between different worlds and cultures. His work transcended the initial military focus, touching on issues of cultural heritage, education, and interstellar cooperation. John often reflected on how the journey had started with the unearthing of a forgotten relic and had blossomed into a movement that bridged worlds. During a conference on Earth, beneath the ancient trees of an old university campus, John met with young students eager to learn about interstellar technology. "Each of you has the potential to change the world, just as an old tank helped change ours," he told them. "Always remember, innovation isn't just about looking forward, it's about looking around, understanding our history, and seeing the bigger picture." With each lecture, workshop, and project, the impact of the behemoth continued to expand, proving that even the most unlikely of heroes could inspire a galaxy-wide dialogue about progress and possibility. Years had passed since the momentous victory of the behemoth, and Captain John Martel had since retired from his active duties within the United Earth Forces. However, his legacy and the legacy of the behemoth continued to resonate throughout the galaxy. Now, as a respected elder statesman and a visionary thinker, John spent much of his time nurturing the next generation of engineers and strategists who were drawn to the innovative philosophy he had championed. The behemoth itself, now permanently housed in the newly established United Earth Museum of Galactic History, stood as a testament to Earth's resilience and innovative spirit. It was not just a relic of the past, but a symbol of possibility, drawing visitors from all corners of the galaxy. School children, military cadets, and scholars alike stood before the massive tank, captivated by the stories of its revival and subsequent triumphs. John often visited the museum, quietly observing the awe and inspiration the behemoth stirred in its spectators. During one such visit, he was accompanied by his granddaughter Anna, a young and eager student at the Earth Space Academy. As they approached the tank, Anna looked up at him with wide eyes, filled with the same curiosity and wonder that John himself had felt decades ago when he first laid eyes on the buried giant. "Grandpa, did you ever imagine it would end up like this?" Anna asked, her hand brushing against the cool metal of the tank. John smiled, his eyes reflecting the museum lights. "I hoped, Anna. More than anything, I hoped that our efforts would remind everyone that courage and innovation are timeless, that sometimes looking back helps us move forward." As they walked around the exhibit, John shared stories of the excavation, the restoration, and the fateful duel with the Syrinxian drone. With each tale, he emphasized the lessons learned about perseverance, teamwork, and the fusion of old and new. The museum had dedicated a section to interactive displays, where visitors could engage with simulations of the behemoth's restoration process and the tactical scenarios it had faced. These hands-on experiences were designed not just to educate but to inspire visitors to think creatively about technology and history. In addition to his visits, John also continued to contribute to academic journals and served on several advisory boards that focused on the integration of historical artifacts with modern technology. His insights were especially valued in discussions about preserving cultural heritage through technological advancements. One evening, during a special commemoration ceremony at the museum, John was asked to speak about the behemoth's impact. Standing before a crowd of dignitaries, scholars, and young students, he delivered a speech that was both reflective and forward-looking. "Tonight we celebrate not just a machine but the spirit it represents," John began, his voice steady and clear. "The behemoth was more than steel and gunpowder. It was a bridge between generations, between the past and the future. It taught us that our history holds valuable lessons and that by embracing them, we can forge paths to new discoveries." The applause that followed was heartfelt and thunderous. As John stepped down from the podium, he felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The behemoth's journey from a forgotten artifact to a galactic icon had changed the way civilizations across the stars viewed Earth and its contributions. As the ceremony concluded and the crowd dispersed, John and Anna lingered by the behemoth. The old captain looked at the tank, then at his granddaughter, and felt a deep, indelible connection to both the past and the future. "Remember, Anna," he said, his voice a soft echo in the quiet of the museum. "Always be curious, always be bold, and never underestimate the power of a good story." With the behemoth behind them, casting a long shadow in the fading light, John and Anna walked hand in hand, their steps echoing softly in the halls of history.